Hi, I'm Richard Randall, and welcome to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Colorado and the Front Range's Real Estate Authority. That's Barb Schlinker. Barb is a retired Navy veteran. Barb Schlinker is an author. Barb is a pilot, and she and her team enjoy all that the Front Range has to offer. We air Your Real Estate Voice every Saturday, and if you can't listen to the entire show, it is always available on Barb's site, barbhasthebuyers.com, or just search Barb on all of the popular podcast platforms like iHeartRadio. You'll find her there. Every week, Your Real Estate Voice covers great information about the housing market and one of your largest assets, that's your home. Barb, what are we going to be talking about today?
Well, there's been a whole bunch of people talking about how everybody got notices in the mail who own homes that their property taxes are going up substantially. So the first segment I'm going to cover, I got some more information on how to file your property tax appeal. And then the second topic, we're going to be talking about inspections, the banes of most home sellers' existence. You know, they always worry about passing their inspections. So we're going to talk about the 11 home inspection tips to know weeks before putting your house up for sale. And then the third topic is about some easy fix-up tips to give you the competitive edge when you sell your home. And then the very last topic is how to sell your home for the most money in the least amount of time and some hot new listings. Richard?
Barb, now many people are very upset at the sudden surge in the property taxes on their home. Many have seen their property taxes rise by as much as 50% in just 2 years. What can homeowners do about it?
Well, the laws are that the property taxes are supposed to be based on the home's value 18 months-ish behind the current market. So most of the notices that people got in the mail about their property will indicate that they're looking for home values from January 1 of 2021 to June 30 of 2022. Well, June 30 of 2022 was pretty much the top of the market value during the boom. We since corrected down, and then we've come back up a little bit. So but it's a different value back in early 2021. And we even made the national news because this tax bill was like a 30 to 60% increase almost overnight. And so a lot of people are very interested in appealing their property tax value. But the dilemma is, it's very hard for home finders to find out historical values. So I know in El Paso County, you can click into the appeal process and look at their sales map, and you can actually get some okay information along the Pikes Peak region and about 20. A lot of people are pretty up in arms about having more expenses along with having inflation and higher gas and higher groceries, and it's just one more thing to pile on. It also affects over time, it's going to affect their house payments. So if they were making regular house payments, and most people that escrow for taxes insurance pay 1/12 of their property taxes and 1/12 of their homeowner's insurance. Well, if their property taxes bill goes up, it might take a year or so, but when they reassess what's in the escrow account, the mortgage company will mandate that your house payment goes up. And of course, nobody wants that. One of the benefits of having a mortgage is it stays relatively fixed. So we are offering to help people, but there's not a whole lot of time yet. So you're going to have to reach out to our company. I created a unique domain for it, which is gettaxdown.com. I'm going to need the address of the home being appealed. I need to know the floor plan because you have to compare apples to apples. And then I can look up 3 similar sales, okay, for you. And you have to put in your notice your reason for the appeal. So I've talked to a lot of people since this happened, and many of them are saying, well, my house may not be as updated, or they're saying, that house is more custom than mine, whatever. So it's good to put those notes in when you file your appeal, but the actual steps to the appeal we're going to be talking about. So my name is Barb Schlinker. I'm with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I'm also the host of Your Real Estate Voice. And we're kind of talking about the sudden and large increase in property taxes. And next up, we're going to talk about how you can get a customized, just for you, home value on the low side and help you appeal your property taxes. And if you are thinking of making a move, we'd love to help you when the time is right. I have over 27,267 buyers in waiting. Typically, I could find at least 100 buyers that are a high match for your home. So if you are thinking of moving in the next 2 to 6 months and you're interested in that, you can go to barbhasthebuyers.com, click on Find My Buyer, or call us at 719-301-3900. Richard?
Barb Schlinker, you are so much more than just the host of Your Real Estate Voice. You make sure that people have their assets, the biggest property. You make sure that people have their assets. Usually the biggest investment they have is their home. And we're discussing this huge surge in property taxes. So what can a homeowner do to challenge that? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, from what I'm told, each county sends their own notice, and they're a little bit unique, but I would say they're relatively consistent. They want to know what you think the market value was back then during January 2021 to June of 2022. So when you're looking at market value approach, what an appraiser would do if they did an appraisal of your home is they'd have to compare apples to apples. So you would compare a ranch to a ranch, and it have to be a ranch with a basement with a ranch with a basement. Same thing for 2-story versus 2-story, townhome versus townhome. It has to be the same type of property. And I did go to appraiser school and I passed, but I didn't want to be an appraiser. I just don't like the work. Now, I've heard that some of these counties will come out and look at your home, but I think it's kind of less likely. So if you'd like to get some similar sales during that period that kind of help you with giving an alternative opinion, a market value, you can go to gettaxdown.com or call us at 719-301-3900. And if you can give me as much detail as possible, especially floor plan and what the assessor said the value was, but there's not much time. The deadline is actually June the 8th, and I wouldn't put it in snail mail because at least with El Paso County, the notice does say it has to be received by the 8th. So if you are going to file on paper, I would take it down to the county office and hand it over to them. But you can also file it online. So I'm going to kind of, walk you through that just briefly. So if you Google the county assessor office for your county, so right now I've got a website up, which is the El Paso County Assessor Property Search website. And you have to Google it, just put El Paso County Assessor or whatever county assessor property search. And then I'm going to put an address in. This is a little condo that we have. Okay, so I'm going to put that address in. And then when I do that, what comes up is an image of the home, plus right next to it, there's a map of where that property is. And right below the map, there's a button that says appeals. So you can file this result online. You click on appeals. And then it says, is this my property? And then there's a button that says file an appeal, and you walk the prompts. But you're going to need a value that might give an opinion less than what they say the value is. So I did file ours online, and you could either file yours online or send in the paper. And I have a feeling that the county's office is going to be very, very busy with these over time. And we're going to get a lot of requests. When I first announced this last Friday, Richard, thank you for letting me talk about it on your show. I really appreciate that because you have a wonderful, huge audience, but the phone blew up and we're trying to keep up with everybody. I appreciate it.
It's a
And just
great offer. I mean, I think it just speaks to who you are and what you're about, because there are a lot of people who can be overwhelmed by all of this, and just help guide them in the right direction, helping them out with this issue. That's a big deal. It speaks to who you are and who your staff is.
Yeah, thank you. And just a quick note, this is a side note, a little bit different. A lot of people know about this, but not everybody does. That if you are over 65 and you have been in your home for more than 10 years, you can actually file for a senior exemption on your property taxes and get your property tax value reduced by $100,000. So if you haven't done that, at least you have a little bit more time to apply for that. In El Paso County, the deadline is July 15th. On that one, they're asking for social. So you kind of have to send a paper document to the county. I would send it certified mail, so you have tracking on it. That's what they actually ask for. But it's another way to get your property taxes down if you do qualify and you haven't filed for it. We hadn't done it, and we should have. Again, to challenge your property tax, you can either go to barbhasthebuyers.com or go to gettaxdown.com or give us a call. What we would need is your name, your address, email and or snail mail address where we can send your information, and then whatever the assessor says the value is. I would also like to have your floor plan, because sometimes whatever's in the assessor record may not be 100% accurate. Like, what I mean by floor plan is it a ranch? Is it a ranch with a basement? Is it a 2-story with a basement? Is it a tri-level? Is it a 4-level? Is it a townhome? Is it a paired patio home? Whatever type of property it is, if you let us know, that helps us compare apples to apples. And I'm hoping that it's more likely that your appeal on property taxes will be approved. But it's only offered for my radio listeners. It's going to expire on June 6th, and we'd love to help you. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker. She is Your Real Estate Voice, the host of the program. She's with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and that is the promise as well. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. A short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing what to fix and what not to fix when you're selling your home. Stay tuned for that.